And that means she's not going to tell you her number of her past history. And she's going to say things like, everybody has a past. She's going to say things like, that shouldn't matter. My number shouldn't matter. She's going to say you're just insecure. She's going to start to bash you and stuff like that for even wanting to know about her past history. That's weird. You're a weirdo. Fine. Be a weirdo without her. And you have a desire to find and be with a female. If you are a male and you have a goal or an aspiration to become something and to become wealthy or even just affluent, this is the video for you. 3 things most definitely you need to be aware of when searching for a female to be with long term. I'm going to throw in another one at the end. The first thing is she promiscuous? She's not going to tell you she's promiscuous, even if she is. You've heard this plenty of times, and the reason why you've heard it plenty of times is because it's absolutely truth. If the woman is actively used to seeking out attention from males, she caught your eye, she's not going to be content with just your eye for the rest of her life. I'll give you a perfect example. Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry, a couple of years ago, said she was jealous at all the attention that Steph gets because she felt like she wasn't getting the same amount of attention from the opposite sex that Steph was getting from the opposite sex. Unbelievable, correct? Absolutely. This goes to show no matter how high of a value person you become as a man, if you have this type of woman, she's always going to desire that attention from other males. Now, there's nothing wrong with a woman feeling like she is attractive or want to feel like she's attractive. But to go as far as to actively put out that you are jealous of your husband because you're not getting the same attention, that's extreme. 2, the flip-flop between masculine energy and feminine energy, or masculinity and femininity. See, the trick a lot of times women understand that men want femininity in women. So when she's not with you and she's trying to attract you, she's going to do that with the softer side of her personality. It's your job to understand that that's going to happen and she's going to do that. If you start to notice that every week or 2 weeks she comes in with a more assertive tone, especially on issues that you guys disagree about, that is a red flag or a sure sign that the relationship between you and her is going to be a dynamic that is, she's going to be selectively feminine with you. And when you put your foot down, she's cool with it until you put your foot down on something that she doesn't agree with. And then you're going to have to deal with a masculine woman. If you want to do that, that's fine. That's on you. I'm just here to be the messenger to help you look for things that you might not be looking for. The dynamic between masculine and feminine, she switches back and forth. Feminine women tend to stay feminine, even in times of arguments, in disagreements. They tend to take a feminine stance on things. They don't stand up and challenge you. When they stand up and challenge you with a assertive tone and body language, that lets you know that that woman is accustomed to battling men, and she has no problem with battling you. 3, this thing you should look for is very subtle, and is pay attention to, 1, the women that she's around, which we all say that. Everybody says that. But I'm going to give you another one. Pay attention to the women that she tends to admire or have respect for. If those women also have masculinity in them, promiscuity in them, things of those nature, that is also a sign, because that's what she's striving to be. She admires that. She may not tell you that she wants to be that. However, if she admires it, it's something that she is wishing that she possessed in herself. And at some point, she may try to do that with you. Those are really the 3 things right now. There are many things, but those 3 right there, I would say, if you want to be a successful male and you are not yet successful, but you're striving to be, so you're striving to become better, you're always working on yourself, doing the inner work, a woman like that permanently in your life will bring a sidetrack that maybe you may not want in your life. And what I mean by that is there's going to be struggles with her that's going to take you away from the work that you're trying to do over here. So if she's making you struggle here, then now you're fighting 2 different battles. This is a pure sabotage of your success. Furthermore, the more successful you become with a woman like that, the more she's actually going to resent. She likes it in the beginning, of course, because you may start getting money, and all of those things, and being able to do things for her. But then also at the same time, it's going to attract other women, and she will start to resent that. The jealousy will start to show out. She doesn't like that about you, that women want you now. And that's going to start to show. All things that are going to deter you from being who you're setting out to be in the first place. So, the 3 things, once again: promiscuity, and that means she's not going to tell you her number of her past history, and she's going to say things like, everybody has a past. She's going to say things like, that shouldn't matter, my number shouldn't matter. She's going to say you're just insecure. She's going to start to bash you and stuff like that for even wanting to know about her past history. That's weird. You're a weirdo. Fine. Be a weirdo without her. Because trust me, when you get where you're trying to be, that woman will wish she stuck with you. The second thing is the dynamic between masculine and feminine. If you start to notice that she switches between that often, and what I mean by often, and I'm talking about, if this is showing up every week or every 2 weeks, that's too often for her to go into some masculine frame on you. That's too often. A feminine woman, a truly feminine woman, is going to be feminine 95% of the time. There's very few occasions that will cause her to go into a masculine state. I'm going to throw in another one at the end. the third one is who she admires. The type of women that she admires, if they are masculine or if they're promiscuous, then likely either she is or wants to be. And, finally, the fourth thing, the bonus one, she's going to be very, if she's like masculine a lot or any of this, she may have former lovers, even if not baby daddies from her past, that still actively are trying to be with her, that you're going to have to deal with. And I mean, from a standpoint of she may still be attracted to them in some type of way, so that when you mess up, that's the shoulder she cries on or confides in. Or even if she's not actively trying to deal with them and she's done with them, they may not be done with her. And I'm not sitting up here telling you to fear another man. I'm saying be cautious of walking into a situation in a war with people unnecessarily, because that's a whole nother problem. Maybe you don't want it. Maybe you do want it. Maybe you got to prove something to somebody. I don't think that you should prove anything to anybody except yourself. But if you feel like you got to go out and prove something, your journey is going to be much more difficult than the journey of a person who's not. A person who's just out here being who they are and trying to strive to be a higher value man and a higher value person in general. Those are my 3+1 bonus tips. Salute.
That's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.